The location for round 3 of the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship is Timaru, the city at the heart of South Canterbury. Timaru is an old port town rich in history. Caroline Bay is a favourite summer playground, and in winter, the Southern Alps form a magnificent backdrop. Pleasant Point is a historic village, and just along the road is where Richard Pearce made history with his manned flight. 2 wins from 2 has been the perfect start for Hayden Paddon, but the pressure's on as he heads to Europe after this event to start a campaign in Hyundai's R5 WRC2 contender.
Like the previous 2 rounds, we want to try and get maximum points from this weekend as we can, so that's first and foremost, and trying to look after whatever we've got to do that. But I think this will be our most challenging event of the 3 so far to try and do that. But also it's time in the seat. It's a very, very fast rally, which actually bodes well for the next 3 gravel rallies over in Europe, Latvia, Estonia, Finland, all super fast rallies. So this is a great warm-up for that.
Add to the challenge, regular co-driver John Kennard is already in Europe and has handed the pace note duties to 18-year-old Jared Hudson.
So my role is to co-drive for Hayden. What do I weigh? Pretty much bang on 60 kgs around about now.
Obviously John headed over Europe early, so it gave us an opportunity to put someone in the car, and he's probably a little bit lighter, so we get a few weight savings, but his first time in the car will be stage 1 on Saturday morning, so he's definitely getting chucked in the deep end, but phenomenal job so far. Really impressed with his attitude, and very intelligent, and I think he's got that attitude of wanting to learn, and I think that can help him a lot.
Hayden's very clearly at the top of the game here in New Zealand, which is really awesome to be able to say that I've been able to hop into a car with him, so that's awesome. And yeah, it is a big deal for someone who's quite young and trying to sort of work my way up the ranks to be able to have a sit with him is very cool.
John's actually been working with Jared for the last couple of years in the background, so it was an opportunity to put him in the car. And
Hayden goes very, very, very fast. So yeah, it's just the speed of his pace notes and also sort of the complexity of the pace notes as well. He's got some quite detailed notes which allow him to drive very fast because he knows what's coming up. So it's just about getting those sort of more complex ones out a bit quicker and talking faster, basically, yeah. You know, I'll
help him a lot in the car during the rally, and that's where the difference will be. Like John knows exactly what I want and where, and I don't have to do that, whereas here, you know, I will have to sort of help guide a little bit, but at the end of the day, he's a good co-driver, we know that, so I've got full confidence he'll do a good job, and as John says, when you hop in the car here, you can never spit out the notes fast enough, so we're just saying, hey, look, just talk as fast as you can, and I'll worry about the rest. It's no secret that Hayden's heading overseas after this one, which is really, really cool, and he's got some very cool rallies teed up for the end of this year and next year, so sort of not getting ahead of myself. That is sort of where I would like to be, you know, come a few years or so. But we'll just look at this weekend and see how this weekend goes. Unfortunately, we were hoping to have a test last weekend actually, so he could feel what it was like and the speed, and but that got snowed off. So that'll very much be a bit of a wake-up call come the first sort of 10 metres ago. Oh yeah, that's very fast. So, but yeah, I mean, really exciting. It's why we do that sort of thing. I was fortunate enough to have a sort of drive down the road in the car last weekend, and just instantly puts a smile on your face. You know, like this is awesome. So really looking forward to it.
So some tyre change practice the night before the rally, and then it's off to the start. "15 cars would start in the top 4-wheel drive championship class, and once again, all were either FIA R5 cars or AP4 cars. Robbie Stokes has shown good pace so far in his AP4 Fiesta. Despite some reliability issues, he might finally challenge Hayden Paddon here.
I do enjoy these South Canterbury roads, the fast-flowing stuff. I've always loved the really fast, cresty roads that reward the brave, and the roads tomorrow are looking like that. Yeah, just keep pushing on to close the gap to him, and yeah, if this rally's that one, then so be it. But if not, we'll just keep on going.
With Paddon missing the next round, Ben Hunt knows that a good result here is essential for his championship hopes.
We're still, coming to grips with the car. There's still definitely a lot to learn in it. Probably not leaning on it as hard as I could in some areas, but we've changed a few little things setup-wise, and we just want to go out there and get some more experience and get through those fast 3 stages that we're starting with.
Andy Martin finally has his hands on the R5 VW Polo, the first of the VWs to appear on the championship.
Yeah, so I thought about the option of AP4, but spoke to Hayden and he said an R5 is probably a better option for me. He thought they were easier to drive. You didn't have to commit as much, which probably suits me. So yeah, just wanted something different, wanted a Volkswagen, and yeah, I'm very happy with the decision. It's beautiful, it really is nice to drive, and it's the first time I've seen it with the colours on, so she's certainly bright. I don't have the pace or the skill of the top boys, so we'll just be easing our way into it and enjoying our day.
It's been a busy week for the online contracting team after Todd Borden crashed a sprint, the car looking fresh after some long nights. The stages start south of Timaru at Waimati with a super fast opening stage before heading inland to Cave, then north of Timaru to finish at Levels Raceway. It's a chilly 2 degrees in the early morning start at Waimati as the crews gather. It's a last chance to meet before the competition heats up, and for Rana Horan, a chance to show off his new WRC2 Skoda R5.
What's my thoughts this morning with the new car? I guess it's the same as the other one. They say it's more drivable right on the edge, so you've got to get it on the edge first to see what the difference is, I guess.
A fast start to the rally, the first stage Elephant Hill, 10.2 kilometres, but only 5 corners.
And with the high physical speed as well as the cool air temperature, physically getting temperature into these cars and keeping it into them will be a crucial point across the first stage. And there's another talking point. On a still South Canterbury morning, dust could be a real issue. Hayden's certainly making sure he's throwing up plenty of it.
Stage time 4 minutes 3.5 with a speed average of 151 kilometres an hour.
Hayden, bit of a way to wake up in the morning. How many times did you use the brake pedal on that stage?
Yes. It's fun. It's a good way to warm up. Had a great way for Jared to get warmed up for it all as well, but it's too fast for a rally stage. You're just tapped out the whole time. So in these cold temps, the motors probably don't like it when you're struggling to get heat in the motor and then you're revving it out at 190, 195 the whole time. But yeah, the next stage is good. So yeah, this was a good warm up and yeah, ready to go for the rest of the day.
Good warm up for Jared too, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. This is the first time I even called the notes in the car. So this is probably the best stage to have a warm up on. So all good.
Yeah, mate, good luck today, eh? Thank you. Thanks, guys.
First R5 car now, and it's Ben Hunt.
And these R5 cars will suffer a little bit on top speed, maybe 10 kilometres an hour difference to the AP4 car, where the R5 cars really work well in the twisty sections.
So looks like dust will be an issue this morning. Ben's time, 11.4, slower than Padden. Robbie Stokes next through the stage. Can he beat Padden?
Flat brow 70, flat left over crest 30, flat crest slight left 120.
And this is just a graphic demonstration of how much commitment is required on these ultra-fast roads. The bravery and the trust in the notes is massive here.
7 left narrows, 100. Over flat brow to driveway, brake past 6 left in.
You can see that dust building up. That's going to make it even harder to really commit.
So let's see how close.
Straightens through forward. K right 40. Flat 7 left opens, 50 to finish, 200. Flat 7 left opens.
4 minutes 10.5.
Robbie, a pretty fast way to start the morning. I don't know how many times did you break in there, do you think?
Oh, about 3 times. That's a quick one to start.
But the battle behind these three incredibly close, with just 18 seconds separating the following 9 cars. Matt Summerfield, 0.9 behind Borden. Rana Horan in his new Skoda, another 1 second back. But both Barinas having issues through the stage.
Any idea what the drum was with the car?
Something to do with the drive-by-wire throttle. So we slowed down and reset it and mucked around and then got it going again. But yeah.
And disaster for Kingsley Jones with a turbo pipe loose.
5 left plus at the trees in front.
Oh no.
What?
Engine's gone bad.
5 left plus.
This is really frustrating for Kingsley. This is the second year in a row he's come to this event and had problems on the first stage. Thankfully for him, it turned out to just be the turbo pipe, and they were able to reconnect it and carry on for the remainder of the day.
Stage 2, Myers Pass, would offer plenty of variety and corners after Stage 1, but still had extremely high-speed straights along the lower valley floor before a climb to the finish.
So this is another chance for Hayden Padden to extend his lead, but also a real test for this new pairing with Jared Hudson. There's plenty of corners over the pass here that make it a real challenge. Ben Hunt striking ice early in the stage, combined with Sunstrike. It's a battle for the brave. And it really is about finding a balance. You can't afford to give away seconds in such a close battle, but by the same token, it's no good when you're sitting on the side of the road.
What a difference here on the uphill. Just struggling to stay on the road. Costly if you stray off the road. 16 minutes, 11.2, so he's lost some time to Padden. In a Skoda, Rana Horan second fastest, pipping Hunt by 15 seconds. When Robbie Stokes stopped in the stage, that moved him to second. Once again, the two Barina AP4s were separated by just seconds through the stage, Marsden getting the advantage over Pettigrew in the stage, but Pettigrew staying ahead overall by 2 seconds.
And it's fascinating to see that these two cars that were originally born in the same stable but have gone down completely different development paths have crossed back over, and their performance is remarkably similar. Just have a look at the scenery that we've got here. I mean, this is just a stunning place to go rallying, albeit I don't think the drivers have got much of a chance to have a look.
Todd Borden was looking to shore up his top 5 position, but early in the stage he was caught out by ice on the side of the road.
6 right tightens into a long 5 left plus 150. Long 6 right and long 6 left 120. Whoa, what's happening? Oh, check the back. What the Oh.
That's unlucky. Now we go on board with Jack Hawkswood, and you can see he's being waved down, and I'd say that car's ended up, bang smack across the middle of the road, so the stage is blocked. His competitors now, they've all got to get out and try and clear the route. We see Phil Campbell there. Don't scratch the paint. Although the car was sound, a second broken windscreen in a week and no more spares meant that was the end of their rally.
Stage 3, Waiharanga, just an 8-kilometre sprint, but very dusty. So a real advantage to Hayden Paddon with a dust-free run, but look at the trail he's leaving for the following cars.
Hey, 3 stages in, how was that one for you?
Yeah, it's still very, very fast stages, so yeah, struggling to get tyre temp and everything, but all in all, a reasonably good rhythm. Jared's doing an awesome job in the notes, so yeah, he's really getting the hang of it very, very quickly actually, so yeah, awesome job by Jared, but yeah, just enjoying it, getting to a bit of a groove, and yeah, a little bit of a gap there, so we just need to manage that as well.
The dust is hanging in the air as Hunt comes through, with little wind to move it. Horan losing some time here, enough to drop him back to third behind Hunt. Matt Summerfield having a good run to be fourth.
It's fair to say the last season or so has been disappointing for Matt and the team. I mean, he's a round winner, he's got proven pace, and it looks like he's finally getting some confidence in this car. He could be a real contender as we get further into the season.
5 right over crease, team.
Ari Pettigrew not having any more engine issues and closing on Summerfield in fifth, just seconds behind. Phil Campbell enjoying good pace today, moving past Josh Marston to take 6th place overall. And a 3-way battle for 8th place. Duncan McCrosty 8th here, but under pressure from Jack Hawkswood and Andy Martin.
And this is as good a run as we've seen from Dunky. After a year or so in the car, he's really adapting well to it. New co-driver Sam Gray in there. This combination is really starting to work.
To 8 left, 80. And then flat small crest, 500.
For now, it was Jack Hawkswood leading the group. Good to see another brand of car in the NZRC, and Andy finding confidence after stepping up from the Fiesta. Glenn Inkster just 7 seconds back in the Force Motorsport Mazda 2 AP4. He had been slowed in Jones's dust on Special Stage 1. Kingsley Jones fighting back from the time lost on Stage 1, but again losing time on this stage. And Brian Green, the final runner in the 4-wheel drive class, but still in touch with the top 10.
So it's Paddon reasonably comfortable in the lead, but that battle for second between Hunt and Horan is a real nail-biter. Summerfield, and he's chased hard by Pettigrew, while the chasing pack of Campbell, Marston and Hawkswood are all really tight as well. After the break, plenty of action in the forest and the power stage. Who's going to take those bonus points?
After the first service at Waimati, the stages are north, starting with a forest stage, before moving to the iconic Backline road stage. The start of stage 4 uses the first half of the Waimati Hillclimb road, and Hayden Paddon has plenty of experience on that. He set the pace with a new stage record of 16 minutes 39.5.
And this would be the only stage record that Hayden broke all day. We can only suspect the quite dry conditions leading up to the event just make that top surface a little bit slippery combined with a little bit of ice.
Ben Hunt following and negotiating some gnarly road at the stage start. This is so different to the first 3 stages.
And this is quite a famous road in the region. It's run as part of the Waimati Hillclimb as well. You can see just how wide and swept it already is after being used at Labour Weekend last year.
Hunt would be untroubled through the stage and holds second overall. Rana Horan struck problems with a puncture and lost 2 minutes, dropping him to 9th.
It's a fairly graphic example of just how difficult it is to drive with all the air not in the tyre.
So that would move Matt Summerfield into 3rd.
And this is more where we expected to see Matt. This is the kind of result that's really going to give him confidence moving forward if he can keep this up. Just check how slippery and icy that is too. He's working the handbrake just as much as he's working the gear lever.
Problems for Josh Marston, who punctured and dropped to 10th and then punctured again at the stage end. He was forced to retire.
And it's just not been Josh's day. Those throttle issues early on, these punctures now. But hey, the worst day's rallying beats the best day working. And as Ari Pettigrew slides by, he moves into 4th, now just 13 seconds behind Matt Summerfield.
But he wasn't alone. Duncan McCrosty stopped with a suspected puncture, but it turned out to be a broken subframe.
It's an unfortunate run for Duncan. He had 10 days of consecutive rally finishes. Unfortunately, now this is 2 in a row where he's failed to make the end.
And Kingsley Jones also stopping again.
Long, 6 right, minus 300. Half long, 6 right, minus 300. 5 left, 50. We've still got 13 Ks to go.
I've got to change it, so just got to get up here.
5 left.
So get ready to come out and help.
I will.
But on the move up the leaderboard, Andy Martin in the VW. Glenn Inkster describing this as his favourite forestry road ever. He would be 8th and closing on Force Motorsport teammate Jack Hawkswood in 7th.
And Jack and the team have been working hard all season trying to fight a mysterious handling problem with this car. You see just a graphic example of not having confidence in the car.
Brian Green also moving up and now into 11th. With stage 2 disrupted, the power stage was moved to stage 5, Backline Road, another 26 kilometres with lots of spectator access here at Blue Cliffs. So now Padden gets a chance for more valuable points, and again he has the advantage of a dust-free run. 11 minutes 42.1, but that's 18 seconds slower than his stage record.
Jared, how are you finding the experience, mate?
Oh, it's been a great experience, Budgie. A chance to sit in a car like this with a driver of Hayden's calibre is always a good day. So no, having a very good day. Getting to terms with Hayden's notes, and he's been incredibly patient with me all day and just coaching me through it. So having a great day.
Ben Hunt having a clearer run. The dust is not so bad here.
And while these roads look pretty straight on the map, just check out the undulations through here. This is absolute maximum commitment.
Stage time 30 seconds slower than Paddon, but enough to secure second power stage points. Rana Horan third on the stage, despite being back in ninth. Matt Summerfield 4.5 seconds back to take 2 bonus points.
Minus 100.
And Ari Pettigrew would pick up the final points.
Ari, how's the car handling? How's everything at the moment?
Yeah, the trouble we had this morning seems to disappear. It was fine through that stage, so it's a really good sign. Thanks to the boys back at the truck to sort of that out. And yeah, it was that in the start of that one, I was actually starting to feel like I was starting to push the car a little bit there, so starting to find the limits of what we can actually do. So yeah, no, really enjoying today, and yeah, looking forward to the next few stages.
Phil Campbell in 6th on the stage, so just misses out on the bonus points. But it was an early end for Duncan McCrosty as he had to pull over. Damage to that subframe became too bad to continue.
Long 7 right. Long 7 right.
Oh, what's going on there?
I see. 5 right.
No.
No, someone's wrong. 60, small crest, 50, 5 left.
Josh Marston had retired on the way to the stage. And Andy Martin lost a minute in the stage. That put Jack Hawkswood up to 6th.
And with car troubles at the first one and human troubles at the second one, with Jack being crook, it's great to finally see the perseverance being rewarded in that battle for a top 5 position.
Jack, I think I remember you having a bit of a moment on this stage a few years back. How was it for you this time round?
Yeah, it was a bit better this time around. Well, for one, my navigator kept her lunch in her stomach, and that crossing definitely wasn't flat this time.
With Glenn Inkster just 4.5 seconds behind in 7th. Brian Green also moving up to 10th now as they headed to service at Cave.
So it's Paddon now extending that lead. Hunt fairly comfortable in 2nd, while Summerfield will be keeping his eye on Ari Pettigrew just 15 seconds behind in 4th.
A disappointing morning for Rana Horan, but some positives with the performance from his new car.
Rana, obviously first morning with the new car, first few stages, other than the puncher, how's the morning been?
Oh, I'm getting to grips with the car. The car's been awesome. It's a lot less on the inputs and things to do, so you sort of feel like you're not doing enough. But no, just the punctures have been killing us, really.
Coming up, 2 of the leaders strike trouble as we head to the stages north of Timaru.
Welcome back. 6 entries in the 4-wheel drive rally challenge, all Subarus. Stage 1 saw the oldest car take the win as Sean Haggerty blasted through in his STI. But by Stage 3, Jeff Ward had taken the lead. This is Richard Mason's championship-winning ProDrive Subaru, which Ward has recently acquired.
And he's taken to this car like a duck to water. He's had 2 seriously impressive performances in the championship so far.
3 H6 Magnum Subarus competing this weekend. Paul Cross leading the trio with stand-in co-driver Miko Johnston. He'd hold third throughout the day. Amy Keeley started well in 4th ahead of Steve Cox. These two would exchange positions until Stage 5, when Cox finally took a 25-second advantage and secured 4th. Keeley was then caught by a fast-improving Dave Ollis in his late-model STI. In fact, Ollis came within 5 seconds of Cox by the end of the rally.
So confirming that second round win for the season for Ward, Sean Haggerty in second, and Paul Cross taking out the final podium spot.
Stage 7, Rockwood, the most northerly stage. Hayden Padden managing an overheating issue, but still well in control at the front.
And it turned out that the car had a cracked cylinder head, something that they really had to manage across the afternoon. And this is another iconic piece of South Canterbury rallying this stage. Just check out the beautiful shots.
But a scare for Ben Hunt. He ran a tyre off the rim and had to drive through the stage with a puncture. He lost over a minute and also a large part of his front bodywork.
And you can visibly see just how much time that's costing Ben on the road. And it's certainly one thing with the new cars and their composite bodywork, it tends to fly off with any kind of flailing rubber.
But a clear run through the stage for Matt Summerfield. He would finish the stage equal in second place with Ben Hunt.
With all that time lost, Ben will be hoping that there's no mechanical damage. There's just one more gravel stage and the run round levels where these guys are going to fight it out.
But it was Ari Pettigrew who was second fastest on the stage, just 0.1 of a second ahead of Rana Horan. That put Pettigrew just 7.7 seconds back from Hunt and Summerfield.
You know, we had a really good run through there, probably one of my best stages I've done in this car, so really starting to feel the rhythm and what we should be doing behind the wheel, and yeah, it was good.
Horan had actually gone off the road on the stage, but didn't really lose any time.
If I had a brand new car, I'd be scared of taking it near a shopping centre, but Rana's been through a fence, couple of punctures. He's absolutely giving this thing death.
Rana, obviously dramas for Ben there. He's got a puncher, had to battle through the whole stage with it. How'd you go?
Was that 8 right over a crest?
Possibly.
Because we did the same thing where his mess was. We went off the road there too, but we didn't puncture, so.
Car's all good?
No, it was wrong.
Car's all right though?
Yeah, I think so. No flatties.
Sweet. Enjoy, man.
Cheers.
Robbie Stokes had rejoined after service, but his day would end badly with this bizarre rollover on the stage.
Through gate.
Nice one!
I'm not sure Robbie agrees. You see him just pick up the apex there. And the camber of the road's actually so steep that's why it rolls back onto its wheels. It's not often we see that.
Bill Campbell was holding his own in 5th, but 3 other drivers were threatening. Jack Hawkswood was closing in 6th, just 36 seconds back.
And you can't underestimate how much confidence both Phil and Jack will be taking away from this, finally getting some kind of clean run, some kind of decent opportunity to attack after what's been a torrid year and a bit for both.
Glenn Inkster was chasing him 15 seconds further back.
And like a shark smelling blood, Glenn can see Jack just ahead of him. He knows too they're going to levels, and his circuit racing experience will be real helpful there. So he's chasing hard. It might not be so popular in the team though. Remember, this is Jack's old car, still run out of the Force Motorsport stable.
And then another 19 seconds to Andy Martin in the VW.
And full credit to Andy, I don't think anyone anticipated he would be on the ball so quickly in such a specialist car.
Kingsley Jones was desperately trying to move up the ladder after his issues earlier in the day. He was now under 5 seconds away from 10th place.
Yeah, I just had a big save in there, so yeah, just fully committed to an 8 right, and everyone else has been in there, must be a few bumpers missing.
Yeah, I think we saw Ben might have disappeared there, Rana certainly disappeared there.
Yeah,
you get away with it?
Yeah, it was the thing, we got away with it, but holy shit, yeah.
Stage 8, Waitohi, the final gravel stage before the finale at Levels Raceway. With a lead of over 3 minutes, Hayden Paddon could have eased off, but he extended his lead again on the stage.
I don't think the words back off actually enter Hayden Paddon's vocabulary, even when there's a slight engine issue to contend with.
Ben Hunt could not afford to drop a place here. He responded with second fastest through the stage, edging Matt Summerfield into third by 6.7 seconds.
And if you think back 12 months and compare the in-car now and just how much more direct this Skoda is compared to the Subaru that he was running last year, it's fascinating.
But this has been a great comeback by the Summerfields after being off the pace in the opening rounds of the championship.
And it was such a great performance, the judges even gave him the Dunlop drive of the rally.
Josh Marston had rejoined after service from some added miles in the car, and once again the two Barinas so close on the stage.
And while this team could have just put the car on the trailer, saved some tyres and fuel and gone home, it's great to see them out there because every kilometre you drive is a kilometre that you learn.
Ari Pettigrew just 5 seconds faster as he held on to fourth place, but he exited the stage with no power steering, so a great effort. Phil Campbell looking good to secure 5th place, and Jack Hawkswood keeping Glenn Inkster at bay to grab 6th.
And Jack's the second of the juniors behind Ari Pettigrew. They have their own championship that they're chasing as well as the overall standings.
Inkster had been determined to chase down his teammate, but in the end, the gap just 15 seconds. A clear run to 8th place for Andy Martin, a great debut in the VW R5.
And this is no accident. He turned down the opportunity to run a BDA Escort at the first 2 rounds to jump in a left-hand drive Fiesta in preparation for this, to get some feel for the left-hand drive and to try and really extract maximum corner speed. And that strategy has worked.
But a disappointing night for Rana Horan, who lost another minute in the stage, although he obviously has the pace to match Hunt in this car. Jones finally got past Green on the stage to take 10th, but Green only 36 seconds behind at the end of the day.
It's still a really, really impressive performance from Greenie, who's now well past 50 years of competition in this sport. And a second consecutive finish that will give him a lot of confidence in this new car.
Levels International Raceway in Timaru is the home of motorsport, the South Canterbury Car Club. So what better way to finish the day than letting the rally drivers loose on the tarmac, something the drivers and fans both look forward to. Only casualty being Josh Marston, return of his throttle issue from the morning, meaning he wisely parked up to avoid engine damage.
So confirming a third consecutive win for Paddon, while Hunt held off Summerfield after that late puncture for second. Ari Pettigrew close in behind in fourth. Phil Campbell holding out Jack Hawkswood and Glenn Inkster, and Andy Martin, a great result in the new car. And in the championship, Paddon now has 118 points. Hunt second on 92 and Pettigrew third on 63, equal with Rana Horan. Phil Campbell's consistency slots him into fifth. But remember, after Hawke's Bay, they will drop one of those first 4 rounds.
Matt, congratulations, mate, on the podium for the first time this year. Dunlop driver of the rally as well. Just talk us through your day.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good day, to be honest. It's nice to have a rally where we haven't really had much go wrong, so yeah, it's really good to feel like we're back on the horse, which is pretty cool.
Ben, congratulations, mate. Second overall for the third event running, and good result. And you had to fight pretty hard at the end there to come back from that puncher.
Yeah, I definitely made it pretty hard for myself. I think we had a minute 10 or something on Matt going into that 7th stage, and probably about 7.5k from the end we got a punch on the front right. So I'm not sure what happened there, but we pushed on and just tried to not lose too much time, and I think we ended up going out of there about smack even with Matt. So had to push quite hard on the next stage, and then Ben had to be quite tidy around here, which I'm not normally.
Hayden, congratulations, mate. 3 from 3 in season 2022. How did that one feel?
Yeah, perfect start to the season. Obviously, this has been a good rally for us. Hasn't been as easy as what it's looked from the outside. Obviously, a few little issues to get on top of, but other than that, keeping it really clean. Awesome stages. I love these stages, especially when they're wet like this. They've got good grip, and Jared's done an awesome job as well. You know, he didn't even step in the car for any testing, any shakedown first time with stage 1, and he's filled that gap in the seat really, really well. So all in all, perfect day, awesome team effort, and yeah, perfect point score to start the season.
Tune in next week to see the two-wheel drive highlights while we count down to the Kennedy Park Resort Rally Hawke's Bay in 2 weeks' time.